Hey guys, welcome back for another daily forecast. Today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin BTC USD. I'm going to run over all the time frames and then we're going to have a quick look at Bitcoin Cash as well. So let's start. This is the monthly candles for Bitcoin, and the current candle right here, the last one, it's going to close today. Actually, today is the last day of the month and is the last day of the year. So next time I see you guys, by the way, it'll be 2019 already. So, Happy New Year until I see you next time. But getting back to the charts, so this candle remains a reversal candle so far. So because there's only one day left to close, I am anticipating it's going to close something similar with how it looks right now. So if it does close like this, it means it's more likely than not that we're going to be going up, next month, at least the next monthly candle. Pay attention many times when we get this type of reversal candles. It's called hammer reversal candle. After a downtrend, you get the reversal candle and then you go up for a little bit. And it happens the other way around as well when it's going up. For example, here we had we were going down, we had a reversal candle. We did go up in the next monthly candle, and this same monthly candle was an inverse hammer reversal candle, and it reversed the price back down again. So it happens both ways, but it doesn't happen 100% of the times, of course. We have a few examples here. For example, in this one, it was a very clear hammer and it didn't reverse the price, but it did reverse it in the next hammer down here. This one as well, it was going down. We got a perfect hammer reversal candle here and it didn't work, but it's more or less 60-40, 60% of the times it'll work and 40% of the times it won't work, or maybe 65-35, something like that. So it doesn't mean we are reversing for sure, but it's a little bit more likely that we are going to be reversing. So we should be getting a green candle next month here. Moving on to the weekly, and here very clearly we hit the 200-week moving average, which we have been monitoring for a very long time. It's gone up, like it bounced very hard. This green candle was almost engulfing the previous two candles, so it means we had a lot of buying activity here when hitting the 200-week moving average. And now, of course, we are retracing a little bit because nothing, goes up that fast and that much all at once in one or two candles. It needs to retrace. This current candle just opened today, so it doesn't really count yet. We just had one weekly candle going down, being a red candle, and it retraced around 50% of the vertical move up, which is very normal. It's just a normal retracement. It's not signaling, that it's turning bearish or anything like that. It's, if anything, it signals it's going neutral and it wants to consolidate at this level, because if it was really turning bearish, it would have correct a lot more, a lot faster and a lot deeper. When there's a lot of selling pressure, you see, longer red candles and faster movements. This is indicating it doesn't want to retrace that much, and it's more like signaling neutral movement. So I'm guessing it wants to consolidate at this level, which is good, because after such a pump, the fact that it corrected only 50% or maybe a little bit more and it's staying here, that's a good sign. It could even retrace a little bit more to the 61.8 and it would still be normal. It wouldn't be turning bearish. Moving on to the daily, and yes, we can see here the volume is going down and the volatility is going down, which is expected during Christmas and holiday season. I wasn't expecting a lot of trading activity during this, during this period. So yes, again, this is just signaling consolidation and sideways movement. Decreased volatility and decreased volume, and sideways movement probably until until a few days after the new year, when people will start going back to their computers and monitoring the price more and maybe trading a little bit more. But for now, I anticipate sideways movement for the time being. Moving on to the 4 hours, and yes, I did this time frame in my last video. We can see we hit the target perfectly from this descending wedge. It couldn't break above it, but as I was saying, it didn't correct that much, that vertical or that strong. It's signaling more that it wants to consolidate, which is neutral leaning to strong, because after such a pump here, if it was very, very bearish, it would have corrected already a lot more and a lot more vertical. The fact that it's consolidating at the 50% retracement here, it indicates consolidation, sideways movement, and then we'll take it from there. But it's very likely it'll break in the ups. I would say it's more likely it'll break in the upside eventually, for the shorter term. I think the fact that this is neutral and it didn't go lower than the 50% retracement, it's signaling strength. Moving on to the Bitcoin Cash chart, this is the 4-hour candles, and yes, as I was commenting for BTC, this after such a pump, it only corrected to the 50% fib level, which means it corrected only 50% of the vertical move up. And this one, Bitcoin Cash, went up like a lot more than many others, because of course it was punished a lot more than many others in this recent capitulation. So this was a bounce of 200% plus, and it only corrected 50%. So this is looking actually very, very strong. We are forming yet again another descending wedge here. So I don't discount the possibility of going back down to retest these recent lows here and the support of this wedge, which will be at around between $150 and $130, and from here bounce and eventually break in the upside. Volume is getting very tight. You can see, guys, it's going down very, very slowly, and the volume is very, very low, which means there's no selling pressure anymore here, which means it, most likely it can only go up as soon as it finishes this slow little correction. Eventually it'll probably break in the upside and make higher highs, and the next levels of strong resistance that I can see in the upside are at almost $300 and then at $400. Below these, I don't see that much significant resistance levels, because we made it to the all-time low. So obviously there is no, if you look here in the past, there isn't any levels of resistance here. The very first one is at almost $300, as you can see here. I mean, we have a little bit of resistance here, but it's not even that significant. The very first significant resistance level, it's not until almost $300. So I expect Bitcoin Cash to consolidate for a little longer, probably for as long as the holidays season lasts, and maybe in mid-January or maybe by the end of January, I think we will be hitting new higher highs here, probably near 300, and if that happens, then I will update from there. So that's all for today's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Have a very happy New Year's, and I will see you all tomorrow right here. Bye.